Also, hello, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
ma'am.
Yeah. Yesterday's recording
Yes.
was done, but somehow yesterday's speech was not clear. I think when I saw in the evening the recording which was put, it was not clear. Can you hear me now properly?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
you can
Okay,
hear me.
okay, okay, fine. So you should come out with whatever is the problem. Otherwise, what will happen? I'll come for 1 long hour. I will speak, and then if you are not understanding or if you are not able to hear, it will be a waste of time of yours and mine also. Okay. So yesterday, whatever I have taught, did you understand? Yesterday I taught was objectives of
Yes, ma'am.
management. Objectives of management it was. The first objective was organizational objective. I told the three important points what we see there is. One is that is survival. Anybody, any management, any organization, any company, if you are doing business, you will always see that after investment, you live for a long time means your company exists for a long time. That is survival. Second is the profit. Any business is done, it is for the motive is to do profit. Correct? And the third point was growth. Anybody who is doing business will not simply say, I will start with one business and stop there. If I have got interest, if I am doing far better, I can expand my business, I can grow. So this is the third point. This is the organizational objective of any management. And the second point was that is personal object, social objective. Social objective is what? Once you are doing business, once you are running any industry or any institution, it becomes your social responsibility towards the society also. Are you not supposed to be responsible to the society? I start some business and I'm polluting the environment and people are affected by that. Is it so? Am I supposed to do something like that? No. As last year also you have learned social response, CSR you have learned. So it becomes your social responsibility. So it should be whatever business you are doing, your business organization should see that your business, whether it is a business or a non-business, it should be environment friendly. Okay, the methods of production should be environment friendly, it should not affect others. Next is you should see that you are generating employment opportunity because of the company. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So shall I continue?
Yes, ma'am.
So because of my business, because of my organization, because I started some business, because of me, some people should get a job. So my duty is, what is my social responsibility for the society? That I am generating employment opportunities. People should get jobs. Yes, sir. I'm starting a company. It's not for myself. For me, I have to invest and earn profit. But along with that, I should see that people are working for me and they are also getting some job. Okay. And the next point is, I should see that the people, those who are working for me, I should see that the children should have some school, there is colleges, the people, those who are working for my company, they should have medical facilities, they should have some canteen facilities. If some people are there, they have small children and all, they should have crutches and all. So this becomes my social responsibility to see that people, those who are working, what I'm supposed to do for the society also as such. Okay. And not only that, then I should see that financial support also. Financial support means what? If I'm a big company, anytime any problems are there now, last year this was a disaster, was there lots of rains, floods, people were affected because of that so badly. Then what was that? The every company helped the government also and the people also. Even we as a social organizations, we went to different places, different areas where they were badly affected. We gave them food grains, we gave them medical facilities, gave them clothes. Yes or no? This is our responsibility. Whenever there is any disaster like flood or anything, even now this year, see, because of coronavirus, now big companies, all the companies will not do. There are some companies who are really doing some social responsibility towards their employees also. Tatas are giving insurance for even COVID-19 also, that is the only company who is providing for all its employees insurance policy under this COVID. Other companies are not given. So this is how you are to be responsible towards your employees also. This is your social objective. And the last one is, that is a personal objective. Personal objective is what? That once you are working for a company, everybody. See, I am working for a company, my needs are different. You are working for a company, your needs are different. I may be qualified, my salary may be different, your salary may be. So the needs, the salary, the wages, the incentives, and the other benefits differ from people to people. Okay. Not only that, then when I am working for the for the management, hello, somebody is speaking in between. Are you hearing me? Okay, so when the people are working, the needs also of the person grows. So along with him, he wants to see that the employee who is working for the company, his needs also grow. He wants to develop and he wants to grow also. Not only that he wants to grow, get promoted or become reach to a higher post, he wants that he should be recognized also in the company. Is it clear? These are the three objectives which I told yesterday. Lakshmi,
Yes,
are,
ma'am.
are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
What will happen if I start repeating the same thing what I've taught yesterday? Then we will not reach to the next part, because by tomorrow we have to finish. But I don't think so because I had to repeat twice the same thing. Now we'll go to the importance of management. So significance, nature and significance. Now, significance means what? The other word is importance of management. What is the importance of management? We all know what is management. It is art. It is a process wherein an individual or group of people come together, do all the activities to reach to a goal. Okay. Now, what is the first importance is management helps in achieving group goal. We all know when it is a management, it's not that one person is working, many number of people are working together. Correct? So many number of people are working together. What for? The manager sees that the task of the manager is to see that all the people, those who are working together, are given a common direction so that they reach to a common goal. The company reach a common goal. This is the first importance of management. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Second is
Yes,
see,
ma'am.
so all these basic points are same again, repeated. So you should understand first what is management. If you understand, all the points will be clear to you. Only you should connect yourself with management, keeping yourself in that position. The second is management increases efficiency. So I have told efficiency means what? The aim of the manager is, now what is the aim of the manager? If you are a manager for some company, what is your aim? You must see that I get all the work done, but at what? At a less cost. Correct or no? I will do all the work done, but at a less cost for more profit. Is it correct or no? What will you say as a manager?
Yes, ma'am.
The aim of
Yes,
the
ma'am.
manager is to reduce the cost and increase the productivity. So if he increases the productivity with less cost, what will happen? So how he can do
Profit.
this with less cost, more productivity? How can he do this? By planning. What he is supposed to do? What he is supposed to do? He has to plan, he has to organize, he has to direct, he has to staff, and he has to control all the employees. Then only he will be successful in and reaching to the organizational goal. Is it clear? Is
Yes,
it clear?
ma'am.
Management increases efficiency. How it will increase efficiency? If the cost is less, productivity is more. How can you do cost less and productivity more? If the manager is able to plan everything systematically, organize everything systematically, then staffing is done properly, then directing and controlling is done. If all these factors, these functions of management are properly set, then he can reach to the efficiency can be reached, increased. Third point is management creates dynamic goals. Yesterday, last class, the first class itself, I have told management creates a dynamic organ. Dynamic means what? According to the changes, you have to adopt the change. Now, what is the situation? Now, say, have you adopted to the change or no? Now, because of COVID, are you sitting at home and listening to the online classes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So you are adopted to the change, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Last year, that was not the
Yes, ma'am.
situation. How was the situation last year? You used to come to the college, attend the class, we used to interact here. But today, this year, now you have adapted to the change. So this is what happens even in the management, any business organization, anywhere. Management creates a dynamic organization. As per the requirements, as per the needs, as per the circumstance, as per the changes, you have to adopt to the change. Then only you can move forward in business also. So all organizations have the function, that is in the environment, the environment is constantly changing. There is so many changes. There is technologies changed. Now earlier all this system was not there. So now the system is there. So accordingly, you also learned, I also learned, we are also adapting to the changes. So this is very much necessary. So you will see that the individuals, usually individuals resist little. Oh, if this change is there, how should I adopt? I don't know. Why should I? No. Sometimes you are transferred to some place because a new plant is come up, new factories come up, new industries come up. Then if you have to adjust, you will be transferred to that place. You have to go there. You have to adjust yourself. You have to set yourself with that plant and start working. So you have to adopt to these changes. So management creates a dynamic organization. So it will help you in adapting to the changing circumstances. So this will help you accept new challenges. So what will happen? It will help the people to adapt to new changes and maintain the competitive edge. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Next point is, now dynamic, I told you, if you are adapting yourself to new things, you will be accepting the challenges in the society and you will be competitive also. Next point is, management helps in achieving personal objective. What is that? In between some sound is there. Management helps in achieving personal objectives. This is the next point. Okay, personal objectives. The next point is, now what is that? The manager. Is there any disturbance or can you hear me?
You can hear me.
I am hearing some sound here, that's why I asked. Okay, so management helps in achieving personal objective. What is that personal objective means? A manager, see, always a leader. If I am a leader of your team, what I will do is, I will motivate you, I'll guide you, I will see that you fulfill all the responsibilities. The manager motivates, he leads as a team, okay, to all the members so that they all reach to achieve their goals. So the motivation, the leadership qualities of the manager is very important, so that we will always encourage you. He will encourage you, he will help you, he will guide you, he will correct you. Even if you are wrong, sometimes he will guide you and see that the commitment, what is there, what you are supposed to fulfill, the goal, what you are supposed to achieve, you do it successfully as a group. Correct? If I encourage you to study well, if I say it is very good, not a difficult subject, don't worry, any problem, I will help you. You can do best, you are the best, you only have to work hard. If I motivate you like this, what will happen? You will feel happy, you will try your best, and you will do better in the subject. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is how management helps in achieving personal goals, because of the leadership qualities of the manager or because of the motivation that he does gives to you, okay, to the people. Then the last point under this is importance is, management helps in development of society. Now see, already I have told you have got social responsibilities. Same way, management helps in development of the society. We are responsible to society also. So any organization has multiple objectives. It's not that I start a company and I earn for myself and live for myself. Is it so? No. When I have started a company, spending so much of money, what is my responsibility? I'll see that the environment is hygienic, clean. I am not polluting the environment. Surrounding people are not disturbed. Some people who, I have a company, I generate some job to the people. I give job to the people so that it will help the society to grow. Okay. Then I give good quality of products. Whatever production I am doing, whatever services I am giving, my company or my management gives better products, better services, and I create employment. I adopt to the changes, new technologies, whatever is required as per today's world. Okay, so that I will lead the people towards growth and development. Is it not the duty of any management or any company, any business organization towards the society? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So management helps in developing the society. So it is becomes my duty. So management helps in developing the society. So these are the importance of management. All these 5 points. Make this point after when I finish the topic, I will give you the notes for that topic. Okay. Tomorrow also
Yes,
same
ma'am.
time I will come for the class and I'll try to finish this first module. Is it clear? I'll be
Yes,
conducting
ma'am.
classes for you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursdays I won't be there. Friday, Saturday, 5 days. Thursdays I will prepare a question paper for 25 marks for your first module and give it to Mr. Patil. He will conduct exams for you. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we'll go to, now we understood the importance. Importance means significance of management. Now we'll go to the nature of management. Now nature of management was, now we have to understand, we have understood what is management, definition of management, meaning of management, what is effectiveness, what is efficiency. Then we understood what? Then we understood what are the objectives. Then we understood what are the characteristics. Then we understood now what is the importance of management. Now we'll understand what is nature of management. Now what is nature of management? Whether management is a art, in the beginning meaning is management is a art, it is a process we talk, no? So whether it is a art, whether it is science, or whether management is profession. You getting me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we have to understand the nature of management. Management means whether management is science, whether management is art, or management is profession. Correct? Now, we'll start with whether management is an art. So, whether management is an art. When you say art, see any art. What is that art? Singing, dancing, painting. So many things are there. This is an art, no? Is it not? Is it not?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is art? Art
Yes,
is
ma'am.
theoretical. Art is what? Theoretical knowledge. It is a theoretical knowledge. Something is in written form, some details are there. It is a theory. So experts in this respective areas, a person who sings, a person who dances, or who's a painter, whoever is there, what they will do? They will see that the basic principles of this subject is what? Applicable to that particular form of art. So, for example, dancing, speaking, public speaking. Can, if I ask you, go to any particular function, stand before 200 people and speak. Can you do that? Can you do that? Can you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So that means you have got confidence. What is that? Public speaking. It is an art. So for this there is a principle how to speak. What is the system? How you should follow. So this is now singing. Who is good at singing? He has got an art. He has got some principles. Based on that, he sings. So first thing is what is art is existence of theoretical knowledge. Here I have written. See, I do not know whether it is clear. Down it is, whether you can see the camera. See, I have tilted the camera. Whether it is existence of theoretical knowledge. When you say management, first when we say management is an art. So nature of management is an art. So first what is art you should understand. What you are supposed to understand? First you should understand what is art. What is art? Art is nothing but existence of theoretical knowledge. So any particular field it is, you have to have theoretical knowledge about that. So whether it is public speaking, dancing, singing, you have painting, anything is there, theoretical knowledge is very much required. This is the first point. Second point is personalized application. Personalized means personally you should do it. Now, singing, if I'm not singing and I say I can sing, is it possible? No. So basic knowledge, that is the use of basic knowledge varies from individual to individual. Now you have seen so many singers. Have you seen or no? Sonu Nigam sings, Arijit Singh sings, Jagjit Singh sings. So many
Yes,
singers
ma'am.
are there. But does it individual to individual, each one of them differ or all sing in the same style? Do all sing in the same style?
Differ.
Hello?
No, ma'am.
Different.
Different. So
Different.
why? Because of personalized application. Because each one is working in his own way. He's applying his own. See, for singing, music, how many notes are there? For example, how many notes are there? 7 notes are there. So every person For example, dancer, you compare two dancers, you compare two speakers, you compare two singers, you compare two writers. Always they differ in demonstration. Always they differ in the way they present themselves. The singer Sonu Nigam will sing in different style, Kher will sing in different style. Then Subramanyam, Kannada singer, he will sing in different style. Why it is? Because of the personalized application. Why? Because the basic knowledge varies from person to person. If I ask Lakshmi to sing, if I ask Abhishek to sing, if I ask another Lakshmi Kamar to sing, do you all sing in the same way? No. Why? Because of the personalized application. You have adapted. Each one has got their own ways. They differ from person to person. So art is like that. First is it is a theoretical knowledge. Second, art is it is personalized application, and third is based on practice and creativity. Now see, what does it mean? Practice and creativity means, practice means what? Any individual, unless you don't put your full practice. See why they are called such great singers today. Lata Mangeshkar. Can any other person become Lata Mangeshkar? Is it possible? No. Why?
No,
Because
ma'am.
because of it is based on practice and creativity. See, each one has got creativity. Now some only sing. Some people sing and they bring some modulations in the singing. See, earlier old songs, today's generation are singing the same thing with some change. Yes or no? Some modulations
Yes,
are
ma'am.
there. Yeah, nowadays this is new style of singing. Old songs in some changes. Yes or no? That is called as based on practice and creativity. So all the art is a practice. It involves creative practice. What? See the basic things. 7 notes are there. Sare, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. This basic 7 notes are there. Everybody has to study that. But based on that, what they are doing, they are practicing in their own ways, own styles, and they are bringing in some new creativity into that. The manner in which the entire thing is interpreted in his own way. Each one will put his own style, own ways of singing, Because of that, it is said it is based on the practice and creativity. So what is art? Art is existence of theoretical knowledge. Second, it says it is based on personalized application. Third, it says is based on practice and creativity. Now this is art. What is art? We understood. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
now,
ma'am.
now we should connect management to art. Now, how will we say management is an art? Now, in the examination, they will ask you a question for 8 marks. Important it is. So, whether management is an art, management is a science, and management is a profession. So, for that, first you have to understand what is art. Then you connect management, how management is an art. Then you understand what is science, then how management is a science. Then what is profession? Then you connect management, how it is a profession. Now you have to conclude lastly whether management is a art, science, or profession. Is it clear? Okay, now we
Yes,
understood what is art, we understood. Now we will connect how management is an art. See now, how management is an art. What does the first point say? That theoretical knowledge is there in art. So whether in management also theoretical knowledge is there, then only you can say, yes, management is an art. Correct? Correct? Hello?
yes, ma'am.
So now we will connect the first management point with art. Whether in management also there is a theoretical knowledge. Yes, to be a successful manager, you have to practice the art of management. I told what is management? It is an art. I told you or no? In the meaning, first topic when we started, I think Abhishek was there. Okay. So I have told you what is management. Management is an art. It is a process. So first thing is successful manager practices this art to become a successful person. In his day-to-day job, he has to manage the enterprise, the organization. For that, what he has to do? He has to study some subjects. How can you become, when you do MBA, how do you manage the company? You become a manager or something. You have to study management, MBA. Yes or no? You have to be a management student. You have to do management. Then only you can become a manager of a company. So for that, you have to study some subject, theoretical subject. So it is based on theoretical knowledge. So what does these MBA students and all do? They study some particular subjects. Lots of subjects are there. Literatures are available. What are those subjects that you study in management? Marketing, finance, human resources. Yes or no? The manager becomes a specialized. That's why when you join some company, you say, I am a HR manager, I am a finance manager, I am a marketing manager. You say or no when you do MBA and join some companies? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So how, see, now the first point of art, it says art has theoretical knowledge. So yes, in management also we require theoretical knowledge. To be a successful manager, I should have the knowledge of this particular subjects. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So that means management has the first point of art. That is, it also has theoretical knowledge. Second point, now it says it is personalized application. How we apply person to person, it differs. How it says. So there are, when you study management subject, there are different theories also applicable. How in science, different scientists, different persons, those who have done different experiments, how do they, the Darwin's theory, law of gravity, है ना? These all how you study. Like that in management also there are different theories are there. So these thinkers, management thinkers, have got universal principles. No, they have got universal principles. Now that is why when you are studying management also, you are applying these principles which are universally applicable, which is used by everybody. So the manager applies this scientific methods of running the business. So what the manager will do, according to the situation, he will apply certain principle. Now if he has to motivate the employees, what he will do, he will see that he has some leadership qualities, he has had some experience, he has gone through some situation. Now I have understood in such situation what I'm supposed to do. If people are having some problems and all of them come together, if you all students come together with some problem, what I will do, I will try to make you understand. I will motivate you. I'll tell you, no, it is not difficult. Don't worry. And see, you have to study it like this. And I will tell you how you are supposed to put these things in which way and how you have to understand it, how you have to write. Then what I will do, to the given situation, I'll try to apply my experience, because I have understood, I have been teaching in this line for so many years. So I know, I have got personalized experience. So I know how to handle this situation. So what I will do is, according to the situation, I'll try to adjust and I will see that I will make you understand. So the principles of this management theories are universal, which the management, according to the situation, will try to apply this and solve those problems. So the second point of art is also applicable. Personalized application. Why? Because I have experienced those things. I know for what situation, what is best and how it should be applied. So that is why the second point of art is also applicable in management. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, third point, it says it is based on practice and creativity. In art, see, singers will have the same notes are there, sa re ga ma pa da ni is there, but why they are experts, why they're oh, Sonu Nigam is best, Arijit Singh is like this, Lata Mangeshkar, why they say, why? Because of their practice and because of their own creativity they put in there, and they will put it in such a way, the interpretation, they know where, how to mold, how the style should you change. Why? Because their daily practice, it is their hard work. So that is what is said. So same way in management also, the manager applies the acquired knowledge. Now what the manager will do, if I am a manager, I will see that I have worked for so many companies or for so many years, I have understood so many people, so much of practical knowledge I'm having. So what I'll do, I will apply my experience, my acquire my whatever acquired knowledge I am having, I'll try to see that I apply this, okay, in a skillful way. A expert manager, a skillful manager will always try to see that for what all situation, how I should see, how I should deal, how I should motivate, how I should lead them, how I should see that they become successful. So this is what requires what? Creativity. Can anybody, tomorrow I will appoint a new manager, I'll tell you go handle 100 people. Can that manager who is fresh immediately come, can he handle the people?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
So it requires study, it requires expertise, it requires experience, and how I use it, how I apply it, how I practice, and how that creativity is used. Because I am having that creativity, I know how to handle which people at what situation. This is what is required. So management has got all the points of arts. First thing is it has theoretical knowledge. Yes. Second, it is personalized application. Yes. Third is it is based on practice and creativity. So now we say whether what is the nature of Management, whether it is an art, yes, it has all the points of arts also. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll
Yes,
go to
ma'am.
management as science. Now you can see, can you see somewhere here, wherever I have got some, this, what is that, place I have written, management as science I have written. Now first we'll understand what is science, then how management is applicable to science we'll understand. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Acha, I don't know
Yes,
whether you can see, but if you have got textbooks, then you can, otherwise, you have textbooks, no? Second year
Yes,
textbook?
ma'am.
Okay. And Lakshmi or somebody, some books are there, second year ka Ananya's, some notes of accountants and something, or because she is to sit less for the class because of all the events she was conducted, going for. But some books I have kept it. Anytime you can come home and pick those things, okay?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So, okay, management as science. So first we'll understand what is science. Everybody knows you have studied in your schools also science. Okay. So first we'll understand what is science. So management as science. That is, yesterday also at 40 minutes, I think they said just for 40 minutes. At 40 minutes it gets cut. So I'll do it faster. Okay. So that we'll try
Yes,
to
ma'am.
finish it tomorrow. For now it is 34 minutes. So if I repeat last class, no, last objectives again I repeated. So my 5-6 minutes went in that. So what is science? Science is a systematized body of knowledge. Everybody knows that science is what? Science cannot be decided just like that. What is science? Science is a systematic body of knowledge. It is based on principles. See, first when you do something chemical, you add this chemical, what are the causes and then the effect. Then only you come to a conclusion saying that when this and this is added, then this is the reaction. Yes or no in science?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
a systematized body of knowledge. Means what? It is based on cause and effect. So the example, for example, apple is falling from a tree. An apple is falling from a tree. Now, when the apple falls, it will come down to the tree. It will not go up. Can it go up? No,
No,
it
ma'am.
has to come down. Why? Because of the law of gravity. Because gravitation is there. So when the apple falls, it will come down only. It will not go up. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, why? Because it is based on systematic body of knowledge, means it is based on a law that is called as law of gravity. Anything which falls with force, it has to come down because there is gravitational force. Because of that gravitational force, it comes down. So that's why it is science. In science, it is called science is a systematized body of knowledge. First point, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Second, principles based on experimentation. Science is always on experiments. Can I simply say, oh, this is what every action has got opposite reaction? Unless you do experiments again and again and again and again, you try, then only you can say, come to a conclusion, yes, we did this and this experiment, so this is the conclusion. When you do experiment, scientific principles are always based on experiments. Yes or no? Science is based
Yes.
on experiment. Yes or no? So how this experiment is done? Repeated. Once they will try. Now even that vaccine also. Now COVID-19 vaccine, they are trying. America is trying, Russia is trying, India is trying. First phase of trial is done, second phase of trial is done. Now they are into third phase. Yes or no? Experiment, repeated experiment. Then only you come to a controlled condition. Then only you can say it is based on principle on experimentation. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So science is always on. It is a systematic body of knowledge. Second, it is based on experimentation. Third, it is universal validity. Universal means science. Now, law of gravity, it is applicable only to India? Or law of gravity is applicable to whole of the country, world?
All of the
Science,
world.
yes, it is universally applicable. Law of gravity, the survival of the existence, Darwin's theory. Whoever is strong can only survive. Survival of the existence, they say every equal reaction has got opposite reaction. What is said that in science you have studied all these things. So it is universally applicable. Scientific principles have always universal validity and application. Science is applicable not only to a particular group, to any particular colony or state or country. Science is always applicable universally. Is it clear? So these are the three important points for science. Science is systematized body of knowledge, principles based on experimentation, and third is universal validity. Now, how management is applicable to science, whether management has got all these points of science, we will see that. Okay. Next, we'll make it a little fast. Otherwise, what will happen? 40 minutes, it will shut down. Okay. He has set it for 40 minutes. Now, yes. Now, see. when we are studying management should have what we said. First point is management is based on systematized knowledge. Yes, even science is based on systematized knowledge. Same way, management also is based on systematized knowledge. What is that systematized knowledge? When I'm running a business, what I'm supposed to, I have to learn the subjects. What is that? Sociology. I have to understand the mental state of the people, those who are working for my company. So I should not know the subject of sociology. All different disciplines we are also studying in management. I should know sociology. I should know economics. Why I should know economics? Because I'm investing so much of money for my company. So how it should be utilized, where I should use, how much money, how I should plan. So economics also is applicable. Mathematics, I have to keep accounts, maintain accounts. I cannot simply invest and I do not know how much I invested, how much is my profit. Can I do something like that? No. So I should know sociology, I should know economics, I should know mathematics, I should know psychology, sociology, that is how it is useful for the society, and psychology, how the people are working, whether they're happy in my company or not, or they're going through some mental problem, how I should help them out. See, all these different subjects also in management we are supposed to know. So this first point is, that is, science is a body of knowledge. Like that, management also has got different disciplines of knowledge: sociology, psychology, economics, mathematics. All these things are applicable. You are hearing me, no? 40 minutes it is. Hello.
Yes,
Ah,
yes, ma'am.
okay, I'll continue. So two more points we'll cover. So if it is closing, then again it will be wrong. So first point is same. Management also has got systematized knowledge, because all these other subjects are also applicable and you have to know all these things. Second is principal manager is evolved from time based on repeat. Now management also based on repeated experimentation. Now in a company, whatever their type of business they are running, so person when they go do business, so when he understands, no, if I am doing this production here, I have got lost. No, I should not. What should be the change? I will change the product. I'll change the cost. I'll change some model. Then I'll see how it works. So by experiment in the management also, they do different types of experiment. Human beings, different human beings with human behaviors, people are there. So people are doing different types of experiments. Production unit is there. So what they will be doing? They'll find whatever are the changes to be brought. If I have produce a particular product and if it is not working, why it is not working? What is the problem? Oh, the model is not good. The show is not good, or the cost is more. Why people are not? So these all things we have to understand. So here also people are doing experiments and accordingly they bring in change. So these all general principles. See, in management also there are great authors are there, management gurus are there, like Taylor. He has got management principles, functional management principles are there, scientific management principles are there. Based on this, management is also working. So the second point is, it is management also is based on experimentation. And the third point is, management is universal validity. That is, we all know how it is. Universal validity is that it is based on, see, we are having, it is based on science also, it is based on management also. So now we have to conclude saying that whether management is art and management is science. So whether management is only art or management is only science. So to conclude, for you to make me understand, management is both. Management is an art also and management is a science also. Universal validity, yes. Principles of management is not exact principle or as science, but whatever management principles are there, theories are there, it is applicable to all. But the practice of management, and now when you are, to conclude, when you are doing managing any company or any organization, you are supposed to have the basic thing. It says management is an art. Yes or no? So to say yes, management is an art. So to conclude, management is an art also and management is a science also. So to tell that management has got both the features. Management has got the feature of an art. It is having knowledge also. It is an art also. And what we say, that it is applicable, personalized application is there. It is based on practice and creativity. All these points are there in management also. And the points of science also is there. So the practice of management is an art. However, the manager works better if he practices based on the principles. Means it is an art, but when he can do successful or when he can become successful, if he applies this based on principles, means based on science also, if he is applying, then it is an art also and it is a science also. So that is why, to conclude with, we can say that management is both. It is an art plus it is as well as in science also. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
when a question is asked for you in the examination, whether management is a art, management is a science, or management is a profession, we have got one more point to cover, that is management is a profession. Now for you to understand, first you should write what is art, the 3 points of art, and how management is art. You have to connect those 3 points with management. Then you should say how management is science. What is science, you should write, and then you should say how management is connected to science. Then you should conclude, yes, management is art as well as in science. Because why it is art? Because we have to have experience, personalized experience, and how we apply is important. That is done in management also. Because the manager who is experienced, he will make use of his application according to the situation. And how it is a science? Because science is based on knowledge and based on experimentation. Same way also, if the manager, whoever is working for the management, has to apply the principles of particular subjects, and then his experiment also. So that is why it is both. It is an art as well as a science. You have to conclude it. Okay? It is clear? Okay, still
Yes,
it
ma'am.
has not closed. 5 more minutes, we'll see. 50 minutes class it is. Now, profession. Profession means what? Who are professionals? Doctor is a professional, advocate is a professional, chartered accountant is a professional. These persons, are they like any other normal people? No. Why they are only called professional? Why teacher is not called a professional? Is a teacher called professional? No. An advocate is called a professional, doctor is called a professional, chartered accountant is called a professional. So this is what is called, who are having, that is, well-defined body of knowledge. They are having a particular knowledge of a particular field and subject. That is why a lawyer has to have the knowledge of law. That is why he is called as a professional. Doctor has to have a particular knowledge of science, that is medical science, then only is called a doctor. Chartered accountant has to have a knowledge of total accountancy, this whole system of accountancy, then only will be called a professional, is called as a chartered accountant. So first we should understand what is profession. I didn't have space here to write. If I write it that side, you cannot see. So I have not written. I will just tell you in the textbook is see. What is a profession? Professional is nothing. Profession is well-defined body of knowledge. Well-defined body of knowledge. So the subject is defined, the knowledge is defined. Then how you have to acquire that through instruction. To become a lawyer, you have to go to a law school, law college. There you will be given a particular defined knowledge about that subject. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So that is why it is said profession is well-defined body of knowledge. If I ask you to become a lawyer, can you become a lawyer? No. For that, you have to go to a law college, that is LLB you have to do. A well-defined subject is there. We have to particularly acquire that through instruction. Then only it is called as well-defined body of knowledge. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Second, restricted entry. Anybody, Tom, Dick and Harry cannot be a doctor, an advocate or a chartered accountant. It is a professional subject, so it is restricted. You have to become a lawyer, you have to give an examination, then only you will get a degree of LLB or MBBS, or you will become a chartered accountant if you go to ICAI, that is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. This is a board institute where you have to go and get a degree of CA. To become lawyer, you have to do LLB. To become doctor, you have to have a degree of MBBS. So, restricted entry. No Tom, Dick and Harry cannot go and say, oh, I am no advocate. No, unless you go to that institute, get that subject, that degree, then only. So,